Just because this car was trailered in doesn't mean it's a trailer queen. It's the first car show the 23 Ford has seen, and it's coming up on Street Rotting American Style.
This is Jeremy. This is his street rod, and I want to show it to you because it's really awesome. Jeremy, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Tell me what it is.
Well, this is a 1923 Model T.
In 1923, one of the top draws at the movies was The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Lon Chaney. The first baseball game was played at Yankee Stadium, and the first portable radio was developed in the United States.
It was started off as a tall T.
A tall T? What do you mean by a tall T?
It had a 19-inch tall windows, and the car set up really high, had real tall windows all the way around.
When I got here today, you're unloading this thing off a trailer. Is this a trailer queen?
Oh, no. The first show this car has ever been to.
This is the first show?
This is the first show.
First show, brand new car?
Brand new car, just got it out. We just got a VIN tag for it, got the information in the mail Friday.
So you even have it on the street yet?
Not on the street yet.
When's it going on the street?
Hopefully Monday. I've got insurance and I've got everything for it, just put the VIN tag in it Friday.
The seats are still made out of wood and plywood. You gonna ride it like that?
I probably will for the first 2 months, maybe a month. I may find something
like
to put
a
in there.
wooden bomber seat, huh?
A bomber seat or
Very
something,
cool.
or I'd like to put some foam in it and just cover it with a horse blanket. You know,
that's way cool.
Yeah.
Way cool. And what do we call this? Is it a rat rod, street rod, hot rod? What's your definition of this thing?
My definition of the car as it is an unfinished hot rod.
An unfinished
hot rod.
So if it's unfinished, is it going to stay unfinished?
It's a project ongoing.
What's the plan? What are you going to do to it?
The plan's never finished. You're always working on it. Always adding something to it.
It's really
always
cool.
doing something.
It's really cool. I noticed that as I look through the frame here, I can see little subtleties, like you've got the flames actually welded on there.
Yes.
Whose idea was that?
I've always been a flame guy, and I always, kind of like the looks of it, and we've just plated them out throughout the front half. I guess it's on the front arm, the front plate for the spring.
Now, Jeremy, tell me what is original about this thing?
Just the 2 doors and sides is the only thing original in the car.
2 doors and the sides. Yes. Everything else is your own creativity.
Our own creativity. We started with nothing. Is just the 2 doors and sides is originally what the car started off with. And it was leaned up against the fence, side by side, and they were really tweaked.
The thing I love about the hot rodding community is just the ingenuity and the creativity, the artisanship that goes into putting these things together, and you guys have got it when you built this thing. It is way cool. The front end is not original, not part of the body, so what do we use for the front end?
The front end is a 1930s Model A front axle.
How much money you got wrapped up in this thing?
Roughly, I just figured it up, and to send it off to get the tag and all the information for it, it was $1,300 and some change.
That's not bad.
So I have got very little money wrapped up in this car. A lot of it is leftover parts and what I could scrounge, for next to nothing.
Tell me about your exhaust.
Exhaust actually was a set of small block Chevy headers.
Okay.
And we're custom built.
You got
the
the baffles in there?
The baffles are in there, and those are not store-bought headers. Those are home-built headers too.
You guys made those?
We made the headers. Greg
awesome.
Ludlow, he was scratching his head, and we was trying to figure it out. And we finally bent a piece of 1.5-inch tubing, 10-foot stick, rolled it out.
Wow.
And then cut the first tube off, and then we started rolling the rest of them.
That's great. How do you get these ideas?
Like I say, it's who you know and what ideas you come up with. And there's a lot of guys in our shop that have just got some wild ideas.
So all you guys just chip together?
Everybody come together and we decide on one thing, and that's what we go with.
And it's going to go out on the road Monday?
It's going to go on the road Monday. It'll be tagged, titled, and then insured.
Are you excited?
Oh, I'm excited.
Who's going with you?
Me and my boy.
I appreciate you bringing it out today in the rain.
Yeah.
It's I look forward to seeing it on the road, and I hope you have a great time with it. One last question.
What's that?
Can we hear this bad boy?
Oh, yeah.
Let's fire it up, man.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay, Carmen. Karma, I've got a couple of myths to run by you.
Okay.
Myth number 1. The stereotype is that men build street rods to impress women. Is that true?
No.
No. Why would you say no?
They impress each other. Their whole goal is to one-up their buddy. Chris finishes a car, and the first person he calls is me. Come look at it, come look at it. Gets my opinion, and if he doesn't like my opinion, he's on the phone to his buddies. They usually overrule my opinion.
So he starts with you first, but then he follows up with
He
him.
humors me to make me feel good. But it's all about impressing each other.
So it's really to one-up each other,
Definitely.
and there you go.
Definitely.
There you go. Okay, well, myth number 2. There's another stereotype that men say street rodding is only for tomboys. Would you agree with that?
Not at all.
Not at all. Why would you
Not
say
at
that?
all. You can still be a girly girl and a lady, present yourself with class, and be into cars. You can still have fun and race, and you know, everybody loves the pinup girls. And,
There you go.
yeah.
So Karma, how do you maintain your femininity when it comes to street rodding? Because I've seen your office.
It's important to keep your femininity. Be a girly girl. I have a chandelier in my office, and I have leopard spotted pillows on my love seat. Send a candle going.
There you go.
You can still hold your own with the guys and be a girl.
There you go. Well, you heard it here first. Silly boys, street rodding is for girls.
If you're going to build a street rod for your wife, then it's best to let her choose the color, and obviously she likes purple. Check out Dave's purple Ford Coupe because we have it next on Street Rodding American Style.
David, tell me what we're looking at here.
You're looking at a 47 Ford Coupe.
In 1947, the Ford Coupe sold for $1,300. A postage stamp would cost you 3 cents, and the sound barrier was broken, which is 768 miles per hour.
David, did it look like this when you got it?
No, it was more or less a stock coupe and everything. It did have a Chevrolet engine in it, but that was about it.
That was about it. So what did you do to it to make it to this point in life?
Well, Bill Hines in 2009 chopped the car at KKOA.
Bill Hines did this?
Yes, in Salina. And I've changed every body part on it. I've molded the fenders, Frenched the headlights, Frenched the taillights, Frenched the trunk, Frenched the exhaust on it.
You Frenched everything on this thing. Now how about the louvers? I mean, the louvers, did you have a louver machine to put those in or not?
No, they are fake louvers.
Fake louvers. Why'd you go fake louvers?
The reason being is that on the old louvers, you got so much water down on the engine
Right.
and everything, you had engine problems.
You don't want to get on a distributor and short the
No.
distributor out?
You still get the look, but you don't get the water.
Right. It's very classic, it's very cool. And the color purple, why'd you go purple?
Wife wanted purple.
What did it matter about your wife wanting purple?
I built the car for my wife.
For your wife. Now that's kind of interesting because most people build a car for themselves. Why'd you build it for your wife?
Well, when you got 9 of 10 street rods, it becomes time to build one for her.
You have 9 to 10 street rods? Are you
yeah.
addicted to street rods then?
Well, I revert back to my youth.
Front end's completely different. What'd you do to the front end?
The front, about 10 inches, I hand built. It's got a 49 O's grill and bumper on the front of it, and I had to build it all by hand.
All by hand.
The side panels on the hood here, they're off a 40 Mercury hood.
Really?
And all they did was finish out the lines coming up.
And talking about lines, you have done everything possible because you've taken off the door handles, you shaved everything, but you still do have the rear view mirrors on the side.
Yep.
But you do not have any windshield wipers on it. Why not?
Well, run out of money.
It's all on the purple
Nobody
paint.
puts windshield wipers anymore, you know. They use Rain-X.
Rain-X. I hear that all the time. Rain-X. I keep saying old school, but the things I'm pointing out that are old school I see are the big old white walls.
Yeah, well, that's custom, and that's the way we had them in the 50s when we run hubcaps with the red rims.
So you pop the hubcaps off, paint the rims red, hubcaps
that
go back
on.
on. The red, just a little accent just to make them stick out a little more.
Sure.
The other thing is the tri-power, the 3 deuces underneath the hood. Again, old school or not?
Old school, that's what we had in the 50s.
Dave, is there anything about the car that you've done to it that really people don't notice that you wish they did notice?
I peaked the fenders a ½ inch higher
Oh, really?
than what they originally were. The fenders were just round. People don't know that.
No, I would not even
And
notice
I've
that
done
either.
such a good job on the grill and bumpers People don't realize it ain't stock.
Yes. Now, it's one of those things that's very subtle. I'm glad they don't notice it's kind of different, but at the same time, you wish they noticed your handiwork.
Yeah.
Well, David, looks great. Can you do me a favor? Can we get this bad boy?
Sure.
On a very windy Saturday in Belle Plain, Kansas, and I am standing next to Don Scobie, the promoter and organizer of the 27th annual Belle Plain Tulip Time Car Show. That is a mouthful. Tell me about some pros and cons of putting on a car show.
Weather is one of the worst things that can ruin one. Like today, we got 27 cars. That's the lowest we ever had.
So what's been your high? You had 27 today.
I've had a high of 130, and we were out of room. They were almost parking in the yards and everything else.
That's a lot of cars.
For our area that we have here. And average is probably 80 to 100. So
Right.
we're down, way down.
Way down. And you know, we talked a little bit about the weather. What would deter a car owner from bringing their car out on a day like today? The rain's holding off.
A lot of people, the rain doesn't bother them that much.
Right.
But hail, strong winds, tornadoes, anything like that, I don't blame them. I wouldn't bring mine out either.
Right. As much time and effort as they put into them, they don't want to ruin them. So it's definitely a family event. I've seen women, men, children. Well, we've been very fortunate. Even though we've had a windy day, the rain has held off, and it doesn't look like it's dampened anyone's spirits. We have wonderful owners coming, great spectators. We just want to thank everyone for coming out, and thank you, Don, for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, Si, we made it back safely. Dodging storms, even tornadoes.
It got a little hairy.
It did, but there were some awesome cars.
Good day for car shows.
It was great. In Belle Plain, where I went, I saw Ricky's 36 Dodge. The Dodge was pretty awesome because of the fact that he incorporated two loves. Love for music and love for cars into one type of situation.
That's street rod.
I loved it.
Awesome.
And the 47 Ford that this guy did for his wife, all the details to it, it was for his wife and for this car. Two loves in one.
So I go out to Newkirk, Oklahoma, right? Storming like crazy, but it lets up enough so we can see some cars.
Right.
I find a 1975 Volkswagen Bug.
Oh, yeah?
It's a sleeper, man. It's got a big old motor in it. It's a V8 killer with a Volkswagen motor.
Really?
You pull up to the line, this thing will blow your doors off. It's pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Then there's this 1923 Ford Model T this dude rolls up on a trailer.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way, a trailer queen for that?
Yeah.
It's an unfinished hot rod. It's so cool. It was its first show.
That's so cool.
It was awesome.
And I tell you what, you want to see some awesome stuff, join us again next week and see why street rodding's not just a hobby.
It's an addiction.
Support for Street Rotting American Style is provided in part by BG Products Incorporated. BG Products Incorporated is dedicated to making vehicles last longer and perform better in the meantime. In shops all over the world, BG Products serves the driving public with innovative products and proven programs of automotive maintenance. More information can be found at bgfindashop.com.